What's up, creators? Welcome back to another episode of the Creator Show. And I'm really excited for this lineup for you today. My name is Master Lim, and we've got some awesome superstars with us today. Firstly, on the right corner, we got Master Shuya Kashna joining us here.
It's freezing here, by the way. We really need some heating here.
Yeah, I know. We're working on 2 electric heaters right now.
Summer's coming soon.
There we go. We also got Colombian Torture Angela in the house.
She's
not
known
Colombian
for that,
torture.
Yeah, we call her Colombian Torture from time to time as well. She keeps us all in line, you know. So Colombian Torture
They
can
need
work.
some structure.
And then we got the Polish pierogi Danny Volvo on here with us as well. This is the guy that's been behind all the editing
cameras.
from Master Shuya Kashna's YouTube channel. All of these shows being put together, all the chopping, all the changing.
He's like, finally, after 800 videos, I get my,
I'm
I
here.
get my
On the
credits
right side,
after
right?
800 videos.
And this
There we
feels
go.
so much more relaxed. It's just sitting on the sofa.
There
And
we
look at
go.
these guys.
But
All stressing out. if
But how do you
everything
feel
is-
about needing to go edit this now after this?
Well, I'll just cut the nice parts of me. Cut you out.
Wow. So guys, 2020, firstly, not congratulations.
Congratulations.
You made it.
You win.
Firstly, Happy New Year to all our creators.
Happy
Hope you
New
all
Year.
had a blessed Christmas and a New Year.
He's still working on speeding this up, slowing this down. He's still working on it.
Oh my gosh.
Just
Right.
5 minutes of your time.
Just 5 minutes of your time. Yeah. Okay, so what's new? How's things with everybody? Any news, any updates from your side?
Well, those who haven't gone into the future yet, I'll tell you the future is bright. It's very bright, especially when you have lights shining on you.
Wow. Wow.
Really bright.
Wow.
Yeah. There some might be, I don't know, sometimes in different parts of the world, it's a few days behind, you know.
Mm.
The time change.
They're probably still in 2019.
Well, there we go. Yeah, I know. Catch up. Come on. Anyways, we've got a big year coming up, especially with inside the entire I Am Creator Circle, the network.
Yep,
So a lot of-
everybody, you need to save up your cash. Something big is going to happen in the next few years. So if you save up your cash, then you'll thank me later.
What is it?
What?
What is it?
No, universe secrets can't expose.
Oh, save up your cash.
Yeah,
Just save up your cash.
like
Get
cash
ready
flow.
to sweep, like supermarket sweep in a couple of years' time. If you play these next 3 years well, take this as a warning. If you play these 3 years well, then rest of your life, you will not need to worry about money again.
I wish I knew what you were talking about. Otherwise,
That's
I
me.
would
I'm done.
mic drop. So no, back to speaking. We've had a lot of creators been reaching out recently who are very excited. Their New Year's resolution. By the way, let's talk about New Year's resolutions for a second, right? What's your take on that, right?
They should call it 2-week resolution.
Yeah,
Do
2
it.
weeks resolutions, right? Did you guys set any New Year's resolutions for yourselves?
No,
or-
let's talk
Not
about the
really.
resolutions you guys have broken before.
Right.
Come on,
Oh.
let's
Okay.
let's confess. This
Okay,
is
that's a
confession
long
time.
God,
list.
no.
That's a
The
yeah.
list is
Why are
long.
we doing
Yeah.
this?
I remember one when I was younger. I said my New Year's resolution was stop biting my nails.
How did that go?
Did it work?
No,
For 2 days?
Okay,
No.
that's nice.
no.
Yeah, mine was always to go to the gym.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Get in shape, yeah.
Get in
That's
shape
is
always
always-
on the list,
Mine
right?
was
It's
like
always-
stop eating chocolate. Then I met Master. Every time I ask a question, is a chocolate per question. And so,
That's
Never
how
happened.
that's how he gets Angela to leave him alone. It's like, go along, have your chocolate.
Yeah.
every time
And
how
Dan?
about you, Dan?
Confessions.
Oh my God, yeah. Getting in shape always. I think.
Still till now, or is it?
Yeah, this one for sure. Actually, I spoke with Grandmaster. He looked at me and he said, "Don't restrict your diet, Dan." So that must mean something that I lost a little bit
That
of
was
weight.
so funny.
But,
He came so happy in Bali. He was all like, Leo, you won't believe what Grandmaster said to me. I was like, what's that? And he said, don't restrict your diet. He was so happy. That was his biggest aha moment.
yeah, because obviously I became vegetarian for last 3 months, and yeah, I think stop smoking. That was always a thing, but I'm not smoking now, so
Okay,
I
man.
hope I don't need to
Today-
put this on the list.
Today I asked him, like, hey, Dan, do you have a lighter? And then he goes, no, I have a...
Look, this is right. I used to carry a light, and now I'm carrying the crystal.
What's that?
I'm like,
Crystal.
Yeah,
has a
just
crystal
a rose
instead
quartz.
So
of a
whenever you
lighter.
wanna,
my new-
wanna smoke, you just carry that.
That's it.
Can we just say,
Guys,
say?
That's good for whoever wants to quit smoking. This is good.
Do you know
now
what the
they want to
funniest?
know what crystal it is.
Do you know what the funniest thing is? His wife behind the camera is so happy right now. She's just jumping with joy, knowing that there's a crystal in Dan's back pocket. I'm so proud of him. Anything else? Angela, you haven't said anything. What about you?
Well, about wrestling. I mean, not. I mean, working on my communication skills.
Oh, nice.
One of the
Was
That's
it
what, a
Year's-
New Year's resolution?
No, but we're talking about the
Oh,
new-
fake. No,
fake.
fake.
What? Fake.
Oh, the one that I've broken. No, it's about eating chocolate, but
Mm.
But this
Oh.
is
Eating-
this is
eating
funny,
chocolate
right?
before.
Because your New Year's resolution, you said the one that you failed to do was going to the gym every day.
Who, me?
Mm.
Yeah, and yours was to quit chocolate,
yeah, but
Mm.
I can't.
and
'cause
yours is to get into shape. So this was supposed to be past New Year's resolution problem.
Right.
But-
So
but-
how's it going?
But these,
How's it going?
these problems are still persisting. No,
Yeah.
I can proudly say I have stopped biting my nails.
Have you?
Yes.
Wow, give
Really?
him a
What
hand.
what about one that you have overcome?
Okay, one that I have overcome was becoming a vegetarian.
Ah,
Was that
that was a
I
New
can
Year's
definitely-
resolution.
Was it?
That was not a New Year's
It,
resolution.
well,
Yeah.
it was. Listen, it was just before New Year, and I said it was literally. It was because I celebrated my 2-year anniversary of becoming a vegetarian,
Hmm.
literally in Bali.
Nice.
Did you
it's
celebrate
exactly-
that by yourself?
2
Huh?
years.
Yeah, I did. I took
Because
my.
nobody knew about it.
I had a
this
steak.
party. When did this party happen?
We were not invited for this.
Well,
Yeah.
No, it was like myself. I was in Bali. Just when we got back there a couple of weeks ago from Bali, it
Right.
was. Yeah, that was it. I was very happy with that because whenever you guys first met me, I was a wee bit ridiculous. Whenever you guys first met me, like 2 years ago, I just used to eat. Well, actually, I lived with you guys. What was it again?
Cheese and bread.
And just chicken, chicken potatoes,
Yeah.
and no veg, no salad, no green,
Oh,
no
wow.
nothing.
Very
and
little
then-
menu.
Yeah, and then I realized that I lived with Nat, who's like super fitness, super healthy all the time. Dinner every evening, there was everything green on the plate, and she was like, "Just try it, just try it. You gotta just try it."
And now
So
you're
then, yeah,
vegetarian.
yeah,
2
so-
years, huh?
Yeah,
And Dan, how's it feeling for you?
Being vegetarian.
Yeah.
I had my moments when I struggled, was thinking about it, but I think once you know like few nice dishes, I think there's no way going back. And also, for anyone who's considering going, like thinking about being a vegetarian, I think like having that strong why. And I think only after like we spend a whole month. I spent the whole month with Master and Grandmaster, and obviously that was a good impulse and a great environment to starting that journey. But just having a why, like I understand why I'm not eating meat.
So
It's a-
why do you feel for you is
I think it's the austerity. I think we all need austerities, and obviously thinking of being feeling compassion towards animals, but austerity. I decided to have few austerities in my life where I consciously say no to things in order for higher purpose. So and that kept me going. It's stronger than just the appetite. I still feel saliva. I can never say that word.
saliva.
Saliva when I'm thinking about KFC bucket, right? But I wouldn't do it.
you should do what Jane does.
Jane.
Which is
Jane
doing.
just watches
She
YouTube
watches-
videos.
Oh my God,
of
no.
people eating chicken.
I'm not sure how
kebabs,
that's supposed to
going
help.
around.
Yeah,
That fulfills her meat needs.
Wow.
watching
Wow.
YouTube videos.
man actually does that at home. I think we've talked about this a few
Oh,
times.
man does as well.
Man, if he has really boring food at home,
Yeah.
he just goes and puts on like kick-ass like meat
Yeah.
spinning around on a stick
Oh
like
my
this
God.
here.
What do you call that? What do you call that thing? Mukbang, is it?
But
Mukbang.
Man has
Mukbang.
actually become vegetarian too.
Well-
So Man has
Wow,
also become
yeah.
vegetarian.
Yeah.
Well
Man
done.
has become vegetarian, and this is the guy that said like, "I'll never become vegetarian. I love my
Yeah.
meat way too much and stuff."
Man.
But it's interesting in this environment. A lot of people, especially big meat eaters, like you are huge, a big meat eater, like
used
come
to.
in, like used to be.
You are huge.
Like slowly transition into becoming vegetarian. But what is interesting is that a lot of people, like whenever I go home and stuff and all that, my sisters always say, "What, does all of you guys all turn into vegetarians and stuff over there?" But like people must think that we convince people, but that what we just
Mm.
don't. You just start to
Yeah.
become and you just
Yeah.
adapt into the environment,
Yes.
right?
I'm glad you
Mm.
said that. Yeah. 'Cause
What?
a lot of people watching the show would be like,
Yeah, it's like, is
oh
it
my God,
compulsory?
this cult is so crazy. They don't allow them eating meat.
Yeah.
Actually, we do allow, and actually, we very much support like these guys and everybody. Actually, we never say don't eat meat. We only say if you eat meat, you may die early.
Don't eat meat.
I'm only joking.
But I think, do you know what's really interesting though? Well, I think it's very interesting. You know how the meat replacements, like the meat replacements that we've had in all those cool restaurants, isn't that really ridiculous how like they make it so real,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
It's not
I
real.
it's not real, and sometimes I feel like awkward eating. Like the other day we cooked sausage for us, I'm like, like even though it's like based on soys and it's not real meat, like I cannot eat those. Like
Really?
they're really weird taste.
Really?
Haven't
Oh.
you tried them?
Her visualization is too strong. She makes the fake into real.
Oh
Yes.
wow!
And then she
Yeah.
lives in that dimension. Then
You
she's
need
like,
to
"Oh no,
practice.
poor pig."
Yeah.
And the soy is just like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And
From
then
a
it
from a
gets
health
all-
perspective, since becoming vegetarian, have you guys noticed any physical change within yourselves and stuff? What's some physical? Because there's a lot of people out there who always think about becoming vegetarian or they're considering becoming vegetarian. From your own perspective, what's some things that you've noticed from a physical point of view since becoming vegetarian?
Well, I'm from Poland, so like meat
Like how he
is a
starts that one.
really big thing. A sausage, there's no dinner that comes without meat. So it was a big shift, and I felt a little weaker, But then you just with different supplementation, it just forces you to for your diet to be like there's more to choose from, like you're
Mm.
choosing different things, and slowly but surely, you might take a little bit of a dip at the
Yeah.
beginning, but then I feel healthier.
Yeah.
I feel cleaner.
Yeah.
I'm not sure even if it's placebo or not, but just thinking that I'm not putting any of this artificial stuff in my body definitely makes me feel better.
Nice.
I think for me it's more energy.
No,
like
no,
if
you
it-
need to start. I'm from Colombia.
Oh yeah.
Tell them what Colombians. What does Colombians eat?
Well, actually, Colombians eat a lot of meat as well.
There you
Like
go.
all my
Mhm.
family is like we have a cow farm. Like we have a lot of cows, and like that's like whenever somebody birthday, so they will kill a cow,
Wow.
and we will eat the meat. So like actually, I talked to my dad the other day. I'm like, so dad, I don't eat no onion, no garlic, no mushroom, no egg, no meat. He goes like, okay, so why is it that you don't eat? So I started explaining him. And we were actually talking. I remember if it was with you, Master, or Josh. It was with you.
It was with me. Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
sometimes when we explain like
Yeah.
the reason behind and like all the spirituality
Yeah.
and like this side of life, and then we talk to like our family, they like look us like we're crazy or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. He was like so. He was looking at me like I was an alien. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Well, that's why whenever the last episode you guys, Master was saying, Lim was saying why he doesn't go home for Christmas. Being really honest, telling an Irish mother that you're vegetarian and her needing to replace the turkey and the ham with a vegetarian dish, it's not fun. So that's why I choose not to go home for Christmas sometimes. I just don't want to stress my poor mother out. That's it.
That's a concern.
That's the reasons.
Well, anyway, coming from China, Chinese we eat anything that. Did you know there's that
I see
saying?
a lot.
They say Chinese eat anything that's moving.
Right.
Literally, like dogs and cats,
So do
Human.
you used to eat like rabbits
Deers,
and stuff, Master?
reindeers,
That's
rabbits.
Yes.
Everyone eats rabbits.
Really?
They all
Yeah.
eat rabbits. Yeah,
Did
Polish eat rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Before I was vegetarian, these guys
Pigeons,
took
rats,
me out.
bats, spiders, tarantulas, all insects,
Tarantulas?
everything. Yeah, snakes, everything. Turtle,
Dogs.
yeah, dogs,
The-
cats. That's
Yeah, they know
normal,
they
yeah.
seriously they do dog. But
But don't stop pointing at me and saying they.
yeah,
These guys.
yeah, these guys.
said
The
no.
first time before I became vegetarian, when I moved over here, I obviously ate only chicken and whatever,
chicken.
chicken and chips and stuff, right? And they took me out to a restaurant, and I don't know, I forget who else was there, but I didn't have much knowledge when it came to food or much knowledge when it came to anything really, like geography and all that stuff. So
It's
Next thing-
geography is still there, but
next thing, this plate of food comes out, and they didn't tell me. So obviously, Master's ordering in Chinese, so I don't have a clue. I just said as long as it's something that I eat. And then I thought they were mini chickens came out, like really tiny chickens, because there was bone and stuff inside them as well. And it was only after that I finished eating them that I found out that I was eating frog's toes or something like that.
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
tastes like chicken though.
was it?
Yeah,
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 it tastes
frogs
like
like
chicken.
chicken, no?
Frog's legs.
Yeah, it was frog's legs or something,
Chicken's
wasn't it?
feet,
Mm.
duck's tongue.
Oh,
Do you know, actually, when Chinese go, especially here in the UK, they go to the butchers, the market. I don't know if you know that, but in the market, they will cut the breast and the meats, and then they sell that. Then they have all the stuff they throw away, which is all the lungs and heart and kidney and all the other parts. Chinese go in there to sweep all of that for
Wow.
free.
Wow.
So it's like Christmas for them. Every day they just
Wow.
go to the market and say, wow, I'll take all of those things you don't want, because we eat all of it, cartilage, bone, every part
Wow.
of it.
No waste.
Yeah.
From
We
a
eat everything.
for everybody that is watching at home, let's provide some value here. But from a vibrational point of view, we talk about law of attraction and raising your vibration. Do you guys not honestly believe that from refraining from meat, that your vibration has become a lot higher? You spoke about
I
higher
was
energy
saying
levels.
Energy, like
Yeah.
I know, like at the beginning it might be a little bit hard, but because I was in an environment that it was like all like I was in India at the time with Rebecca G, so like it was like plenty of vegetables, plenty of fiber, so like my energy was extremely up to the roof, and
Mm.
like you do feel like healthier and lighter,
Mm.
but just energetically, like I used to be have a lot of mood swings as a woman, like a lot of happy, mad, happy, mad. But ever since I became a vegetarian, I've noticed that my mood has been more static. So
Wow.
I think that's something that.
I never connected that dot. No, I'm just thinking. Because I don't know how many years now. 5 years, maybe?
Wow.
Vegetarian? I don't know.
You
Wow.
But I always
Wow.
tell people, I say I haven't been upset, angry for like 5 years. I never
There you
connected
go.
that dot.
Wow, there we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the secret to
Yeah.
the awakening.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like I used to get really mad, but I've seen that it's more. I'd be more calm.
So is that going
But
to be
I'm
your
more
answer?
Colombians get really mad.
Yeah.
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 and you speak in Spanish too as well, right?
And really mad.
And
Have you
really
seen,
mad.
like-
So
Oh, yeah,
imagine
like-
mad
Very
No,
Spanish.
seriously, I think you can feel
Yeah.
Colombian women
Yeah.
Yeah.
going like
Like gonna smack you one,
temper.
right?
no, like proper like batshit crazy. That must happen, right?
Is that true?
Thank God I'm a vegetarian. Yes, I'm here right now.
But that must be your answer for everything now. Whenever somebody comes up to you with their mood swings, you're just like, you need to become vegetarian.
Yeah.
But
But,
it's honestly
yeah.
really good. Yeah.
that makes sense, you know, because you imagine when they slaughter animals, what the emotions and the hormones that, you know, the stress that it's created while they being slaughtered, and then, you know, it stays there, and you can just
You absorb that,
yeah,
right?
you digest that, you know.
Digest, not absorb it.
So, but I just want to say, like,
Absurd.
because I spoke with my friends recently, and you know, he goes to the gym, and you know, he's saying that I couldn't, you know, I need meat because it's a part of my supplementation. It's just it's surprising that for people who are conscious about their health and the diet and amount of stuff that goes these days to that meat, you know, antibiotics and all this shit, it's just, you know, it's actually opposite of what you're preaching,
That's
what you're
right,
doing,
yeah.
you know.
Health and fitness. Yeah,
But-
all health and fitness, all these like artificial stuff they take in,
Yeah.
and all that type of stuff.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
it's
you notice
crazy,
the
right?
more conscious health and fitness people are becoming more aware of it as well. For example, Mike Chang that we had with us in Bali, he's become vegetarian 3 years, and he said that whenever he was in our event room, he said, from now till you die, I will definitely have consumed more meat than the entire amount of
Have you
people
seen that
inside this
YouTube
room.
video with,
Yeah, I
with the
know.
breast? Oh my god!
But he's pure vegetarian
Oh,
now.
yeah.
But there's also a documentary on Netflix called The Game Changers. I don't know if you guys have saw it. It's with, who do you call the biggest guy in the world? Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Arnold
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger, yeah.
But
It's-
Hulk is bigger though. Yeah.
The Hulk is bigger. Yeah, that's true. It's about his journey from, obviously he's done so much and he's ate so much meat in his
Is he
life. but-
vegan?
Huh? He's transitioned over
Really?
to
Really?
yeah.
I didn't hear
Watch the
that.
documentary.
Wow, actually.
My brother,
Oh, wow.
who's a gym head, he was like, "Oh, you should go check out the Game Changer." And I was like, "No, I'm
Mm.
already a vegetarian. You should check it out."
No, but
Why
you
tell-
should. Have you seen vegan bodybuilders before?
Yes,
They're huge.
they're
Yeah.
huge. That's the thing.
Oh.
I'm sitting there going, "What do you eat?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it is. There's more and more people's becoming awoke.
Everybody always says, "You stop eating meat. Where do you get your protein from?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's concerned.
Yeah, where do you get it from?
Well, all the spinach and all the vegetables.
Yeah. I
Oh.
think even
Yeah.
mushrooms, there's certain mushrooms that contain more proteins than chicken breast.
Oh,
and
really?
tofu and
Yeah,
beans
there's
and
many things.
yeah.
It's just a
Wow.
habit of eating meat, you know,
Wow.
because I couldn't imagine myself switching, you know,
Yeah.
not switch before me long time, and I need it, but
Yeah,
it's just a habit,
yeah.
you know.
And everyone
But
has
protein
it.
is in air as well.
Is it where? Oh, is Oh, right. Okay. Oh, really?
That's another 30 grams.
I'm gonna be going around and just. biceps got bigger.
That is. That's what breatharians do, huh?
Breatharian, right?
Oh, wow.
The muscles.
Protein,
Is
carbohydrates.
that why Dan was doing the other day in Bali? He was just like taking like inhale air, and then he went just down. We
Yeah.
were in the pool, and then he was like, watch, and then he started like taking breath.
Dan
And-
Kaiser.
Yes, and then out
Wow.
of nowhere he just goes down in the pool, and then he just stays there for a long time. And then Master comes up to me, he goes, "What he's doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. He's been there for a long time."
For a long time.
And Master was like,
Crazy
"Okay," and he
breath
goes
work.
down too. I'm like, "Okay."
Wow. Go down for
And
a
he
chat.
has a lot of muscles.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
From-
it. All in
from-
there.
From this conversation, moving on from what we was just speaking about right now, back to where we were talking about the New Year's resolutions. You guys have any big plans for 2020 or things that you have on your to-do list? Dan, what's some things you want to achieve or that
I-
you're actually going to stick with?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's from Poland, so
I do, but I think I learned something from last year. Last year I said so many things. I want to do this and this, and I think one of my resolutions is to just allow things to happen and set the intentions. I actually learned that from you because I know you
Really?
went to New York and you said you set your intentions and you just threw the notebook out,
Oh, yeah.
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
letting
yeah.
it go. So I have I think you can only do it when you have a clarity, when you know what you want, and then set them on, and then just allow it. And I think this year that's what I want to do. I have a clarity of what I want to do, but instead of just being fixed on the goals, I just want to allow them to happen. So that's me.
Nice. Angela?
I think like next year is gonna be.
This year. This year.
This year is gonna be really.
her calendar's full for this year. That's why she's saying next year.
2021.
Right?
But I think like this year is gonna be just really mission based and what we're working towards with Master and the whole team.
Hmm.
So it's more about I guess my personal growth and like my communication to become like better of a leader and such. Like that's just my own thing. But like as Master said, we have a full calendar.
Nice.
So like it's just mainly working towards serving
Mm.
every single day, and that makes me really really happy.
Wow.
So I
Awesome.
think
Nice.
it's just that, and also letting things to happen, because clearly last year like everything happened without me knowing that
There you
coming
go.
here to the
Yeah.
team and
Yeah.
moving and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just putting the intention and doing the work that is necessary every
Mm.
single day.
Mm. Yeah, I think
So-
that's similar to what Dan was saying there. You just reminded me whenever I went to New York. I think it was, where did I go? I forget when that trip was, but I basically recently, as in like in recent years, like this time like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have
You
had
look like you're getting ready for Lotus Party.
just practicing, you know. One time on the show, you asked me to do it, so I just got to be ready, you know. And that killed me like a bitch, by the way. On the show, he just said, "Lim, sit in lotus pose," and I was like, "Oh well, I'm on camera, so let's pull a smiley face." My knee was killing me. But what I was saying is, whenever I went to New York, I think it was this year, sometime this year, it was just, it was actually our US tour last year. We arrived to New York, and we were in New York for 2019, and I think last year was the first time that I had this realization where I said, I don't want to, like you've said for this year, you don't want to commit to, I need to achieve this and I need to achieve this and I want this. But I sort of just said, I just want to make sure and continue to be happy in everything that I do, to be able to make an impact in the world, to be able to travel, to be able to always feel good.
Mm.
And it was just some nice words of encouragement like that. And then I just ripped up the piece of paper, and we were coming back from Staten Island, back over to Manhattan, and the lights had just gone down, and the New York City looks beautiful, all lit up. And for those of you who know me, I'm just obsessed with New York, like big time obsessed with New York, right? And I just like let the papers go, and it just went into the water. And then I just disconnected
You were
from
littering.
What?
You
What?
were littering.
Come on, don't slate me like that. Let's stay in the moment, right? Everyone's visualizing this beautiful
There
thing,
you
and we've
go.
got the environmental
So you're
officer
just driving
sitting
in
there.
the car and then throw the rubbish.
It was a cross and a ferry. Nobody saw, right? It was only a couple of papers,
Nobody
right?
saw, doesn't count.
Yeah. And then next thing, I was just reflecting, just whenever I was making the post coming home from Bali, how I said that I wanted to be able to travel, and I wanted to be able to do this and be able to just always be happy, and to always come from a place of, like, you know, ease. And then I was just reflecting back, and I was just counting all the locations that I was able to travel to
Oh yeah, you had like
with
a whole
Master,
list that
yeah,
you
with
showed me.
all the stages that I've been able to speak on, every opportunity that came my way. And that's just, I think, for me, where I'm at right now with what I want to do. I don't want to commit to setting any new intentions, but just allowing things to unfold. And when there's no, Master always says, when there's no expectation, there's never any disappointment. So 2019 was beautiful, and I'm just really excited for 2020 to just be like that again on steroids, you know.
Great.
Master, you like any?
What was the question?
The question was like for 2020,
yeah.
like what do
2020.
you have? I know you're not going to really have. No, I know. Yeah, I know.
New
I
Year's
know.
resolutions are for babies.
Yeah. Well, I said let's not call them
Nice.
New Year's
We should have
resolutions.
started from this.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and I think in our world we don't do that, because I think this is.
Well, we just did.
No, I don't think we do. I think you just said it just to please them, because
yeah.
at the end of the day, it's like New Year's resolutions is something that people can't usually commit to something, and then they really need change, and then they need to come to New Year's to decide. It's almost like when
Yeah.
people decide that, oh, I'm gonna start on Monday. It's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
thing like that, right? But our world actually is not.
Oh, I'm
it's
gonna
very-
be nice to my wife on Valentine's Day.
exactly.
You
Because
do it all
on,
year long.
I don't think in our world we do that, because every day is improvement for us, you know.
Wow.
and
Yeah.
we're setting those goals.
And we don't really know when it's Monday.
Yeah, exactly what
There is no Monday.
There's no
Yeah,
Monday.
there is no
It's like
Monday. We
we
don't have a
arrive
schedule.
and
Yeah,
we leave from one day on Monday, and then we arrive on Wednesday. So like
yeah.
Yeah.
there is no time track. on
Anyways,
that.
but there will be some people setting up those resolutions. For the ones who do, I
Good luck.
good luck. That's
Good
personal.
luck.
No,
For
but
the
I
ones that
think-
do, you're a baby.
Yeah. No, for the ones who do, one thing I would like to say is to find an environment that will support that goals, that find more clarity, and obviously guidance. Make sure there's someone guiding you, because I think most of the time when we fail to reach our goals is because we have a lack of support, lots of guidance on basically if you have a coach, a master, someone you surrendered to, and you allow it to allow them to guide you, that's super important, and that increase your chances of achieving whatever you want in life. So get yourself in that creator circle here, because that's exactly what you need. I don't believe if I wasn't surrounded by the people that I'm surrounded with now, I don't believe I would be where I am right now. So that's the one thing for those babies who's setting up those resolutions.
But I think it's really important what that's saying, especially for the wealth yogis that are coming. I know last year we have the first batch. Dan was actually like he was staying with us. Thank you.
Can't help it,
No, you're this side or you're the other side. But it's actually really important. Like one of the main things that last year helped me a lot was having Master and Rebecca G and Grandmaster guiding me along the way. And that's why being able to actually accomplish many of the things that I actually have accomplished so far. But in the Wealth Yogi program, like that's one of the biggest things that we talked about. And we can see like last year how Dan completely changed his form and completely changed his mentality and became way more positive, but because he was in this environment.
You're not talking about me, are you?
No, the other Dan.
Right.
yeah.
Disclaimer.
Which Dan?
Everyone's trying
not
to find out
Dan,
which
wait.
Dan was so
Which
negative
d-
when
which-
they came. Which Dan?
No,
Which one was so
yeah, it's
negative?
Okay.
Dan.
What was the full name? Date of birth?
Are you on of a Dane?
Dang, yes. yes.
I'm sitting there going, Dan Kaiser was not at Wealth Yogi.
No. Yeah.
Dane.
Dane.
Yeah.
We all saw the change in him.
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
think
yeah.
That
yeah.
was really
A lot of
big change.
a lot
Big,
of
big,
the
big
guys as
change.
well, even Svenja, who's on our team right now, the
Mhm.
creators team, Mike, who's on the team, like a lot of them, like a lot of people completely transformed. But going back to what Dan has just said, yes, not Dan, is that it actually takes that showing up and surrendering to the guidance, because we actually find within our environment that there is a lot of people that do come into our circle, and maybe some of us was in that position before, and we had this need to want to do it our way, or we had this need to say, yeah, but I do it like this way.
Mhm.
But I think to get the results that you want and to see the growth that Angela, even you've been through, it really takes that completely surrender and saying, listen, I'm ready to go, I'm ready to listen, I'm ready to learn, and
Yeah,
let's just rock with it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely.
A spaghetti carbonara would be so good right now.
What?
Wouldn't it?
Spaghetti carbonara.
I don't know about the
If it was here, you
carbonara
would eat,
part.
no? Oh, you don't like white sauce?
Yeah,
You
so
like
this
red
is
sauce?
episode what?
the carbonara
10?
is
and
when
there's
there's
still no
stuff,
food.
No, carbonara is white
We get
sauce.
it for the next one.
Really?
Yeah.
The carbonara
I don't know
sauce?
about Colombian carbonara.
Mm.
Yeah.
No, it's what? It was red, no? Like meat?
No,
No.
it's white sauce.
Can I just say something? Like,
Wow,
I
that's
was
just
saying that
different.
message and I was coming from a real. Was hoping the message was landing home. And then next thing, I just looked over at Master and he's closing his eyes and I was like, he's definitely channeling my message there now. And he just goes, "A spaghetti carbonara would be nice right now." I was like, oh, it's nice to see things.
Man's with me on this one.
Yeah.
Man's
She
just sitting over
wants
there like this. Wow. Okay, guys, I think for today, though, for our first episode of 2020, we have
Wow.
run out of time for today. But
Yeah.
firstly, just want to say thank you, Danny Ball,
Thank
for
you for
Why do
having
you, why do you
me.
keep
Thank
wearing
you.
the same top, by the way?
Well, listen.
Last year you were wearing this year you were wearing the same thing.
It's his favorite one.
Listen, I like this top. I like this jumper. I do have more clothes at home, but I really like this one, especially for recording shows. Anyways, thank you so much, Dan, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. But yeah,
Like, what does one even say to that answer? I really don't know. I have nothing else to say to you
He's
guys.
like, I have more clothes,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I do. Just being really honest and stuff. We record more than one episode at times, so yeah, that's why. Okay. Angela, thanks so much for joining us. Absolute pleasure. And Master Shriya Kashna, thanks for
Namaste, all.
never changing and always just throwing me under the bus on camera at all times. 2020, let's do this, right? Creators, thank you so much for tuning in here today. If you are not part of the Creators Circle Plus, which is our global community, we host calls every week, training you physically, mentally, spiritual, to equip you with the tools to be able to manifest and bring forth what you want into your life this year. Be sure to check out the link in the description below. We would love to have you guys all on there every Sunday with us. It's absolutely amazing. And remember, if you are new to this channel and you have not done so already, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Be sure to comment below. Let us know how you thought this video was. Let us know if you have any questions that you want us to answer on the next episode. And remember, if you've not done so already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications button with it as well, because this year we are releasing podcast shows every week to share knowledge, wisdom, inspiration, to maybe make you laugh along the way, and to generally create a ripple of positivity, love out there to the universe. So thank you so much. Have a blessed 2020, and we'll see you soon.
Namaste.
Namaste.